So in the span of about a half an hour, the president inadvertently admitted that Russia helped him to win the election and then went out and said that no, that wasn't the case. We're gonna show you the tweet. We're gonna show you the video of him saying that that wasn't his tweet, essentially. And then we're gonna open up some other people chiming in on the idea of impeachment in the wake of it. And some other weird moments from that insane impromptu press conference where you can barely hear him over the hum of his helicopter. But first, here's the tweet.
And ego.
And ego. That's the sound of his ego.
Yeah.
Anyways, so here's the tweet. Russia, 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 which
Marsha.
No, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Total child.
Russia, Russia, Russia. That's all you heard the beginnings of this witch. That's all you heard at the beginning of this witch hunt hoax. And now Russia has disappeared because I had nothing to do with Russia helping me to get elected. It was a crime that didn't exist, so now the Dems and their partner, the fake news media, ... you fill in the blank. But that part people are talking about is he said, I had nothing to do with Russia helping me to get elected.
Oops.
When you saw that, what did you think?
I thought, that's an interesting confession. Now remember, Mueller at the end of his press conference said, remember, every American should take seriously the threat of Russia interfering in elections, and they did. Okay, so that's was the very end of his press conference. Like, we're not playing around. There's a really serious issue. And so Trump all throughout had said, I don't know what you're talking about. All of our intelligence officials are wrong. Vladimir Putin, I talked to him and he told me that they didn't interfere in our elections. So I'm done with it. So now he accidentally admits, yes, they did interfere in our elections. And yes, they did help me to get elected. Oops. So that's obviously gonna create an issue for him. Look, inside that, so that's the main thing we're gonna talk about. But inside that half a tweet, basically, it was buried so much madness that we're used to. Imagine if Obama had started a tweet with Russia, Russia, Russia. What? What are you doing, right?
I just heard the movie trailer voice guy go, it was a crime that didn't exist.
Let alone like a grown man talking about it's a witch hunt hoax, right? Yeah. And let alone him saying in the middle in a very George W. Bush kind of way, now Russia has disappeared. I'm pretty sure it's still there. Both the country and the case, because Mueller just told you it's super important and they still might be interfering in our elections. So, but any other politician, like, so what do you mean Russia disappeared? But that is a footnote to him actually finally confessing that the Russians did help him win the election.
Right, he's cherry picking that. He's so excited that there was that Mueller spoke and Mueller said, I'm retiring now, that he was like, it's over, let's go, that he forgot all of his other cover up framing and nestled in this. But 20 minutes later, after he tweeted that, he went out onto the lawn and was faced with some reporters who asked him stuff like this. Take a look.
No, Russia did not help me get elected. You know who got me elected? You know who got me elected? I got me elected. Russia didn't help me at all. Russia, if anything, I think helped the other side. What you ought to ask is this. Do you think the media helped Hillary Clinton get elected? She didn't make it. But you take a look at collusion between Hillary Clinton and the media.
Right, that just like that moment, he's just saying words that come to his mind, and he's saying that Russia helped the other side get elected. How? Then he realizes that that doesn't make any sense. So he's like, who did help Hillary get elected? Oh, the media. Then he realizes that Hillary did not, in fact, get elected. So then he has to change that part of the weird moment.
You gotta admire. You just gotta plow through it. Like these days, you're rewarded for just plowing through anything. It doesn't matter. Just say I didn't say it, or I didn't do it, and then like everything happens so fast that you're pretty much rewarded for essentially tweeting through it.
Yeah. So look, if he had any sense of strategy or a plan, he could have stuck with that talking point about how the media was trying to help Hillary Clinton win. That actually would have had some legs to it, because we all know that the great majority of the anchors on television were Hillary Clinton voters. Let's just keep it real. They didn't vote for Trump. They didn't vote for Bernie Sanders. They almost, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a really high percentage that probably voted for Hillary Clinton. And that would be an interesting point, but he can't help himself. There is no strategy. He can't stick to any talking point. He's just all over the place, just like these guys said. And then I would have, I mean, the reporter did a good job. They were trying to ask him a very logical question. If he had allowed a follow-up, what would have been great is, so do you want to condemn the heinous person that tweeted this morning that Russia did help you win the election? Because there's actually some percentage chance he'd be like, that's right, whoever did that is part of the witch hunt and is a terrible person and a total liar and part of fake news. Sir, that was you. That's just what I said.
There were more weird moments in that interview, I guess, like series of interviews outside. And The Hill did a good kind of summary of all the madness, saying Trump was focused on bashing Mueller, which is he also did, and claiming vindication, telling reporters on Thursday that the special counsel was, quote, conflicted and should never have been chosen for the job, while attacking the probe as, quote, a giant presidential harassment. And he said, yeah, go ahead, Nando.
Oh, no. I've just noticed that the reporter was Jordan Fabian. I used to work with him.
Oh, there you go. The president also claimed that he has, quote, presidential powers that you wouldn't believe that would shield him from any obstruction of justice charge.
Mueller just explained it. What do you mean that you wouldn't believe? Mueller went in a press conference and said the Department of Justice cannot indict a sitting president. I saw a cartoon where they have Trump sitting and they're like, sir, you got to get up to go to the next meeting. He's like, no, he won't indict a sitting president. They're like, oh no. Right. By the way, percentage chance of that being true. Right? But anyway, no, Mueller just told you, yeah, you're incredibly lucky. We can't indict a sitting president. At least that's Mueller's opinion. There is a path to actually holding you accountable. That's of course impeachment. But he's like, you wouldn't believe the incredible powers I have. The guy you just said is like the worst guy on the planet explained those powers a minute ago.
So it's interesting because the way that Mueller, at least when I listened to it, framed everything, he said it wasn't necessarily that the Justice Department can't indict a sitting president. It's just that when he was appointed, the thing the Justice Department wrote down, so you have Jeff Sessions, who Trump thinks bungled the whole thing, but to his credit, he did write, like, you can't, in the guidelines for when he and Rosenstein came together and said, or he recused himself, Rosenstein wrote it down, the guidelines said you cannot indict a sitting president. So for all of this conversation that impeachment itself is a political process and not a criminal one, in this setting up of the special counsel's office, that was a political move where it did shackle Mueller to this framework where he couldn't indict a sitting president.
And now, ironic, since they have no attachment to the truth, then Attorney General Barr, who's been protecting Trump all throughout, comes out today and says, well, if Mueller wanted to take action, he should have said that it was a crime.
No.
But wait a minute, you guys told him he couldn't say that. Then you turn around and go, he didn't say that. So it's unreal the level of duplicity and hypocrisy and the lies that they spread in this administration. But unfortunately, I got to bring it up every time. It's aided and abetted by the Democrats. Mueller from day one said, and he made it clear, I thought clear enough, that he couldn't indict a sitting president. So then what was he doing? He was collecting evidence for the only people who could take action against the president, Congress. What would that action be? Impeachment. That is the only possible avenue. He was collecting evidence for impeachment. There is no other way of explaining it. And so I bet he was probably surprised when the Democrats are like, oh, you got him on a crime, and he committed that crime 11 times, and you laid it out in a 448-page report, so we're not going to do anything. He must have been like, what? What the hell was I doing all this for?
Why do you think the Democrats aren't pursuing impeachment? It's so baffling to me. It seems like a no-brainer to me.
Well, to me, I think it's that the analysis I've seen and that I believe is that Nancy Pelosi is like, last time impeachment happened, we won in the long run, and the Republicans lost out. That's her takeaway, is that it's such like a politically costly process.
I remember Bush won that election. Sort of.
Yeah.
Bush won what, the follow-up election?
Yeah. So they impeached Bill Clinton. They're like, and that's why a Democratic president won the next. Oh wait, no, Bush won the next election.
But I just in the process, Bill Clinton was a very popular president. It did not hurt his popularity. And that's what I believe to be Nancy Pelosi's read of the land. And so she's gun shy in that respect. And she has to have small wins along the way because everyone else is looking out and saying like, the time's running out. You have to hurry up. So she gets a judge in New York to say, you know what, go look at his financial records, his challenge to the subpoena is BS. And then she claims a victory. She goes and has a meeting on Infrastructure Week. She claims a victory, and that just adds a little more time to the fuse. But that's my read of her analysis.
I guess the counterpoint would be, first of all, that was 20 years ago. So, and politics has changed dramatically since then. Like Trump is freaking president. Like you know what I mean? Like it's different than Bill Clinton being president. It just is.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Clinton was incredibly popular, and Donald Trump was incredibly unpopular.
But to be fair, like impeachment of Bill Clinton did kind of thwart a lot of his agenda at the time. He was popular in the polls, but like some of the stuff that he was trying to do, like i.e. privatizing Social Security, was basically thwarted by the impeachment process because it just consumes the administration. That's the argument I would say, is that if we believe that Trump is a harmful force in power, which I think we all do, anything that sort of thwarts his agenda, anything that thwarts a possible war with Iran or whatever, just consumes like everything, all their attention and energy, which is limited. I would say is probably for the best.
Would it thwart a possible war with Iran, or would it encourage heightened tensions to distract?
So listen, guys, I've weighed in on this 100 times, so I'm going to keep it really short here. Look, when you get into these political calculations, number one, I don't think we should. The question is, are you going to enforce the law, or are you not going to enforce the law? Because then the question that I would pose back to Nancy Pelosi is, what other crimes would you let Trump get away with? Because you're saying, I'm not going to do anything about the campaign finance violations. His co-conspirator is currently in prison. And there's no question that he did campaign finance violations. There's no question it's a felony, and there's no question that his co-conspirators are in prison. Okay, and then obstruction of justice, 11 instances of it, super clear. So if you're gonna let him get away with at least those two crimes, what other crimes are you gonna let him get away with?
Letting Puerto Ricans die in the wake of Hurricane Maria is an absolutely impeachable offense.
So look, and then you can get into, so like some people might say that's policy, and then you get into some things. But look, if you say those two felonies that we've got on the record without any dispute at all are okay, then what other felonies? Can he actually shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it?
He probably could.
And it's not the MAGA case. It would be Nancy Pelosi, who says, yeah, you can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue. And if I think it is to my political benefit to let you get away with it, I will let you get away with it. The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.